Hi, boys and girls. Sorry I cannot be here today. We are going to continue talking about citations, and going along with citations is a works cited page. That is, after you have made your research paper, you include a page of all your listed resources that you have used to gather information for your research. Okay, so in your Google Classroom, you probably already see the assignment that says using EasyBib as a tool to create works cited. Please click on that assignment. In that assignment, we do have a login for No Red Ink, but since I'm not here today, I don't want you using that login. It's pretty difficult to set up. We'll do some citation practice with this next week when I am here. However, you should see under your name a Google Doc that says Citing Sources. Click on that, please. So up at the top, it says, when researching, it is important to cite your sources. This is why we use a works cited page. You will list the sources you used in alphabetical order according to the author's last name. Consider using a citing tool to help you do this. So a citing tool is an online tool. One of the most easiest ones to use is called EasyBib. So I said, use EasyBib to help you cite the following sources on a works cited page. So you're going to click on this hyperlink and follow the URL address to go to EasyBib. All right. So I linked it conveniently for you to have all of your sources, which are websites, here. So it says cite a website by entering its URL or by searching for it. So you're going to go back and forth to do this, right? So I have 4 sources for you to list in alphabetical order on your works cited page. And oops, I've already had this example here. I'm going to delete it because I gave you some of the answers. So if I were doing a research paper on a current event like the Australian wildfires that are happening, I could use all 4 of these articles as research, right, as my sources. So I have an article from CNN about the Australian wildfires, from space.com, from BBC, and from Dogo News. Okay, so let's start off with the first one. I am going to click and drag to copy this URL address. I'm going to right click and copy it. Now, you don't have to go to this link to read about the wildfires. If you have any extra time today, it would be great if you can follow all of these links to learn more about the current events that are happening in the world, right? But for just this assignment, you are going to cite this source. So we're going to go to EasyBib and we're going to paste this first source. Okay, so that is the exact URL address that was under number 1. I'm going to click search. And it says select your source. So this is there are 4 steps for this. Okay, so we're going to make sure that this is the link that we have. Yes, it is. So I'm going to click cite. That's step 1. Step 2 says, here's what we found. So they found the article title, what you need to know about Australia's deadly wildfires, the URL address, the website title, the date accessed, the date it was published, which was January 7th. Right? So all of this information is correct. However, it says, here's what we'll need your help with. They could not find the publisher/sponsor. So you, on step number 3, can edit that. We're not going to be editing any information today for the cited page. Okay, so you're just going to click continue. Right now it said add any missing info. We don't want to get into this today. We are just going to complete the citation. All right, so it says we created your MLA 8 citation. So we're going to scroll down and see what it looks like. So I have done 3 already. So you can see it starts to have a works cited page for me already set up as I keep doing these citations. But this one right here is the URL address that I did. All right, so you can see on the beginning of the citation, it starts with the author. I'm trying to not have that come up. It starts with the author's last name, which is Ying, comma, first name Jesse. And then in parentheses, quotation marks, you can see the article title. What do you need to know about Australia's deadly wildfires? It's coming from CNN, which is cable news network. It was written on January 7th, 2020. And if you filled in that missing information, it would also say when you have accessed it. So when you looked that up, that website up, which would be today, the January 10th, 2020, right? And then it gives you that URL address. So that is what a real citation looks like. We did talk about in-text citations last week, where you put in parentheses after you paraphrase from the source the author's last name. Okay, we'll be doing more of those next week, but I do want to make sure you know the works cited. So what I'm going to do is copy this bibliography citation or the works cited citation, and I'm going to simply paste it under my works cited. So I'm going to paste without formatting here. Okay, I do want to make sure that your works cited page is left aligned. That means that your words are starting from the left, not in the center. I think that I had it by default in the center because I had a title here, works cited. So remember in the very beginning, I said that the works cited needs to be in alphabetical order. So if we know that the author's last name in this first citation begins with a Y, we are going to assume that it's towards the end of the alphabet, correct? Correct. So I'm going to move it down just a little bit. All right. So now I'm going to go to my second source, which is space.com. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to EasyBib, and I want to make a new citation or create a new citation. I'm going to click here. And I'm going to choose my source. Is it a website, book, or journal? It is a website. All of the sources that I gave you were websites. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to paste. I'm going to search. And then I'm going to cite. I'm going to review the information here, so forth and so on, and click continue. Not going to add information, and I'm going to look at that second source, which is here. So the author's last name is Lunsforth, first name is Christine, and then we have the title. Okay, so I'm going to copy that citation, come here. Oops, not there. L is before Y, so I know it comes before that, and I'm going to just put it there. And then I'm going to continue working on the other two sources. Now, you'll notice one of the sources, the author is not found. So when you are citing that source, you are going to begin with unknown, okay? Because in this format of works cited, we know that the author's last name comes first. So if you can't find the author's name, you're just going to write unknown, and then you'll continue with the source. Okay, so you'll paste whatever you have, whatever was given to you by EasyBib. All right, just a little hint. When you're done all four sources, this works cited already puts it in alphabetical order for you. I've repeated these two for previous classes, but you can see it's starting to give you a correct works cited. So if you're doing a research paper, it's important to utilize tools that will help you with your works cited. All right. If you have any questions, you can ask the sub. And when you are finished citing all four sources, you can follow these links to read more about the current events. And then you can go back to the assignment and you can click turn in. Okay. So I hope you have fun, and I hope you learn a lot about creating works cited. Again, we'll do the no red ink next week, where you are going to continue practicing in-text citation. So using those sources in parentheses with the author's last name. Right? Have fun, and I'll see you next week.